We're looking forward to Game 2 coming up on Sunday, and it's time for these wonderful analysts to break it down. And, Smitty, let's talk about it from the Boston perspective. They got a lot of stuff to work on. Give me a couple of things that you really think are important for Boston to fix going into Game 2.
Well, first, they have to have Ray Allen on the basketball court for them. He creates so many problems for any team because of his three-point shot, and he knows how to play basketball and make plays. And I think Ray will make that adjustment staying on the floor. Also, Rasheed Wallace, I think he was locked in defensively and offensively, and he poses a little bit more threat than Perkins, so give him a little bit more time. But I think also Rondo, we talk about his defense. I think he has to get up and pressure, maybe take some chances, try to double team and get back to Fisher, get into the game more defensively. And other than that, it comes down to just hustle plays in which those guys can look in the mirror and say, hey, we can come out and do a better job in Game 2.
I want to ask you about Nate Robinson. 13 minutes, 0 for 3. He did have 4 assists, but couple of maybe ill-advised shots. Do you think his time shrinks in Game 2, or do you think he's in the rotation and that he's going to play, roughly a quarter going forward for Doc's Celtics?
Well, I think when you look at Nate Robinson, they were down much, and he was trying to give them a spark. He can knock down shots like he did it, in the last series. But I think the biggest thing for Doc is he will play it by ear. And I think also for Nate Robinson, he understands he's a good teammate, so I think he'll be fine, and Doc will do a good job of when to play him and when to sit him.
Bones, what about the L.A. perspective? I mean, you look at Lamar Odom here. They have room for improvement as well. He did not have a good game. 5 fouls, 5 points, 4 rebounds. We're going to get more of L.O. in Game 2, aren't we?
Yeah, there's no question about it. Sometimes in the series, when you're the home team and your starters go out and do the bulk of the work, you kind of, as a bench, you take a collective breath. Now, they were very good in the second quarter.
Yep.
Shannon Brown and Sasha came in and actually was the first sub off the bench tonight, and Jordan Farmar did a great job of attacking the basket. But collectively, as a bench, you can take a sigh of relief, say, okay, we got the first game. The starters did a lot of work. Now I can relax and settle into the series. Now, the biggest mismatch for the Boston Celtics is L.O. Lamar Odom is going to be a nightmare in the series. Another guy that causes problems on the board, uses his length, is very long, can block shots, get tips. I expect Lamar Odom to be much more of a factor in the next game for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Andrew Bynum was very effective in the first half, played about 19 minutes. His minutes for the game were 28, only played about 9 minutes in the second half. Do you think that was a product of the lead that they had, or do you think he was on a pitch count, so to speak, in terms of his minutes?
Yeah, I mean, even Phil said he was surprised that he was able to give him that many minutes. So trust me, there is tons of besides what I can say, communication going on between Phil Jackson and Gary Vitti and what's going on with Andrew Bynum in terms of how much they want to play this guy, because the more minutes, the more swelling. So it's an issue. They got a couple days off here to get some treatment on him, and he'll be ready for Game 2.